Pokémon Concierge offers us a great insight into what it means to be a good mentor in the world of hospitality. Welcome to Lessons in Hospitality, where I analyze film and media for lessons that we can apply to the hospitality industry. I am someone who is particularly enthusiastic about the realm of hospitality, and I've kind of had adjacent roles to being hospitable, so it's something that I'm particularly passionate about and that I am enjoying sharing with you guys. The premises of Pokémon Concierge, if you haven't seen it, is a young woman burnt out in the corporate world decides to take a job on a Pokémon island as a concierge. So our protagonist's name is Haru, and she has never worked in the hospitality industry. On her first day, Miss Watanabe, the owner of the resort, actually tells her not to do anything for the first day aside from enjoy the resort. And that kind of takes Haru off guard a little bit because she is, again, used to the corporate world where you have to do something or do a presentation or make an analysis. So she's a little bit confused about what it is that she's supposed to achieve while, doing whatever she needs to do or wants to do on the island. In the world of hospitality, you don't know what your guests are coming from, but you know what you want them to come into. When we're talking about resorts, hotels, experiences, you want to make sure that they feel what it is you want them to feel in terms of positive things. You have a specific idea of potentially rest or relaxation, being recharged, being refreshed. And no matter what it is that they are coming from, you know within your bones as someone working in hospitality that it is your job. It is in fact your entire sole purpose to make sure that your guests are having the absolute best time that they could possibly have. And that is ultimately the lesson that Miss Watanabe wants Haru to learn, which she does by the end of the episode. She's running around the island just learning about who's going to be her fellow co-workers, learning about the Pokemon, learning about the different experiences that are available on the resort through exploration, because sometimes guests may come in and they may have a specific itinerary, but they may also come in not necessarily knowing what to expect. In Haru really being open to exploring whatever the island has to offer, she is able to, one, curate her own personal experience. In that way, she is able to give recommendations to guests coming in based on what it is that she was able to experience for herself. Because Haru is able to really explore the island without any particular expectations set by Miss Watanabe, she is able to experience it as someone coming in from the great unknown. Again, it's kind of hard to read the minds of your guests, and even if you may know them as regulars, it can be really difficult to kind of place where they may be mentally or where they're feeling. But if you have a set idea and understanding of how you want them to feel afterwards, you can ideally guide them towards that experience for themselves. And because Haru had this opportunity to really delve into the island and explore things and have an understanding of her full self without these expectations, she can now give recommendations to others coming in, particularly Pokemon, because she's a Pokemon concierge, into what it is that they can do and explore to really feel better, feel refreshed. If they're looking for particular activities, she can give recommendations just based on the things that she personally enjoyed. So one of the ultimate lessons that Ms. Watanabe leaves us with is that if you are someone who manages or owns something within the hospitality space, it's making sure that your employees have their own personal positive experiences that they can share with guests, because that is actually very important. And it helps them to be able to personalize and really understand what it means to be not just someone who is an employee, but also someone who is a guest. So from those two spaces, as an employee, they understand the importance of the guest experience, but also as an employee, they can really give specific recommendations based on what it is that they enjoyed to guests on a more personable scale, as opposed to if there was this barrier where it's something that they never experienced, they wouldn't really be able to speak fully on from a more confident standpoint, and it would be more of guessing. If you can, if you are able to, make sure that your employees are able to fully immerse themselves in the experiences that they are giving to guests. Because one, it allows them to appreciate the experience more for themselves, and two, it allows them to really share from a personable, deep place to their guests what it is that they most enjoy about the place that they work. So thank you for joining me for today's episode of Lessons in Hospitality, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, darlings!